Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. So in today's video, we're going to be creating this card. So it's like a mail carrier day. So I decided to use a few different stamp sets to create my card. And I didn't want it to be overly directly to like a mailer because I didn't know like who I was going to gift this to. I didn't know if it was going to be a male or a female. I didn't know if it was going to be like my actual postman that I see. Because I generally don't see my postman, to be totally honest, because of my sleeping times. So my postman generally comes around midday-ish. I'm still in bed at that time. People are going to think I'm being lazy, but basically, if you guys have followed me for a while, I used to work nights from 11:30 at night till 6:30 in the morning. So by the time I got home, it was like 7:30 in the morning, and then I was getting up at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was still getting like 8 hours of sleep, or at least trying to. And it's kind of been hard to break that. Like, I tried the other week to go bed early, and I just physically couldn't do it. Like, I was staring at the ceiling for like 2-3 hours, so it just can I get my words out? It just felt like I was wasting time. So yeah, it's been a bit of a bad one. I also think like having the fact it's still being pitch black at 7 in the morning, it just makes it just seem somewhat normal, because obviously it's still dark, you know? So I think when the clocks change again and it goes back into like springtime and it starts getting light at like 6 o'clock in the morning, I think that's when my body will start remembering, like, okay, we need to start going to bed earlier. Fingers crossed. Anyways, so yeah, the stamps I used on this set were, like I said, a bunch of different brands. So I used Feeding the Birds for the little girl, and I paired her with the Merry Mail stamp by Honeybee. Now, originally, I was going to go out and buy the Hello Bluebird stamp that goes with the set. So I know they have one, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called. But yeah, they have a set that kind of coordinates with all of their images. So obviously the sizing is more proportionate and stuff, but I didn't want to keep buying supplies of something that I already have something very similar to. So I wanted to see if this would work. So let me know down in my comments if you think it does work. I think it still turned out really cute. I then paired that one with the Sweet November background stamp, which is called Horizon Line Winterscapes. And I used the wooden fence. And then for my sentiment, that came from the Feeding Birds, but the little envelope or letter came from a SHUGARPEA design called Always Welcome. And that was actually on sale, I believe. So if I can link it, I will definitely do that for you, because I think I paid less than like £2 for it. But yeah, I did make a couple of mistakes in this card. So one of them was when I was stamping, I wanted to have it so it looked like the little girl was holding an envelope. But then I realized very early on that that wasn't going to work. It was going to be hard to, you know, mask out and whatnot, so I didn't want to do that. Plus, it's hard to find one that fits in her hand. And then another thing that I did, I was supposed to stamp the squirrel first, then the mailbox. Totally didn't do that. So sometimes the way to fix that for me is to just stamp it on some scrap card, cut it out, and stick it over the top. That way it still looks quite normal, I guess. Like I said, if you die cut it out, you'll obviously have that white outline, and I don't know why my words are not working with me today, but basically you'd have that white outline around your image, so it kind of makes it obvious. But if you fussy cut it and then use a black memento marker or whatever color ink marker that you've used, it blends in. So I think in that aspect, I think it turned out a lot better than I was expecting it to. So the interpretation I'm trying to give with this card is like the little girl is trying to entice the little squirrel to give back the letter in order for some nuts and seeds. I think that was my goal by the time I was finished with the card, but don't know if that's actually how it looks, but you'll have to let me know down in my comments. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm going to speed the process up. You will see my camera change angles, and the reason for that being, this was filmed over the course of 2 days. and when I was filming my second part, my phone was dying, so I had to charge it, and the only way to do that is to have it on a different angle, so you will see it change, and I do apologize for that, but at this point there's not much I can do. And I also did use some different color inks for my images, so a lot of them, generally you'll see me use Tuxedo black ink. That's my go-to. So I did use that for the little girl and the squirrel. I then used rich cocoa for the wooden fence, and then I used the dual marker to make a path a bit bigger. I then used London fog for the mailbox. I was trying to think then what it was off the top of my head. And then I don't think I used Summer Skies, but I can't remember. No, I did. I used Summer Skies for the sentiment. So they're all Memento inks, and they all have the same like texture and stuff, and they're very like great. Memento, like I said, was my very first ink brand that I ever bought. So, you know, if you're starting out, then that's something I recommend getting if you're gonna be stamping a lot. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Also, the music is made by Suno, so basically it's a AI thing, and I can just put in the theme that I want and add in some lyrics that I write down. So what I do is I look for like quotes or messages and basically just add them, and it gives me a song. So the song in this video will be themed towards thanking any mail services. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Have fun. Bye guys.
I want to express my gratitude for always making my mail your priority. Your service is first class and earns my stamp of approval. Thank you all, Postal Services.